Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today we are discussing a generation of the Jaeger-Lecoultre Master Control that was launched on or around 2005 and built through the redesign year of 2012. So this generation of the Master Control is 40 millimeters in diameter, 8.8 millimeters thick, from lug tip to lug tip, 47.7 millimeters. If we include the end links of the rarely seen factory bracelet, then it is 52.3 millimeters across the wrist with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. It is a very flat, low profile, and graceful watch. The movement is only 3.3 millimeters thick, allowing this watch to easily slide underneath a dress cuff. You can see across the wrist it's made larger by its bracelet, but not so large that I couldn't wear it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. Now, I would say the smallest wrist that could wear this watch with the bracelet is probably 15 centimeters. Take it off the bracelet and put it on a strap, now 14 centimeters. And over the top, you can see particularly with the lugs how far inboard of the edge of my wrist they are on each side. This is a really good fit and very, very flat. The bracelet's a lovely piece, and it's one of the best bracelets available. It mates to the case with a conforming end link, so that makes this bracelet model specific at that point at least. You can see the center links feature a satin finish, and then the flanking links are polished. We have inside all these links spring bars. Yes, not pin sleeves. This is not a cheap construction like a 90s Omega. These spring bars can be removed easily using strap tools, allowing you to remove every single link in the bracelet for sizing purposes, which is extremely handy. We also have approximately 2.5 millimeters of incremental adjustment on each side of the clasp via an EasyLink-like quick adjustment system. So if you're familiar with Rolex EasyLink, it works like that. And you can see that the micro adjustment exists on both sides. So you have two of these. You have a block in the middle that has retention springs, or little pistons that are on retention springs. And then you have a double folding clasp that has 4 triggers, and you have to press all 4 triggers for them to open up. So it does have quite a bit of security on the wrist. Again, this spring bar link system is brilliant. Taking a look at the case, you can see how slim it is. It has some soft bevels on the flanks of the lugs. Everything's in high polish. It's very flat with a setback case, which makes it sit even flatter than it is when it's on the wrist. The bezel is domed and very shallow. We have a JL logo on the crown. The watch is 50 meters water resistant. One feature I liked on this generation of the watch, tri-Arabic numerals and these lovely half-frosted alpha hands. And you can see that they're all, like the indices, slightly darkened to provide better contrast with the silver sunburst dial base. We'll do a lume shot so you can see that this watch is in fact lumed. And I will demonstrate, by the way, blued seconds hand, that we have a couple of functions here. Now, first we'll demonstrate hacking, which it has. Then we'll demonstrate instantaneous date change. And now we'll demonstrate the quick set. Super sharp and instantaneous like the date change itself. If you note, the indices are faceted for better contrast. They have a jewel-like appearance, and there's very little printing on this dial. It's very clean and open. Turn it all over. We have caliber 899, based on the old 889, but with upgrades that are inspired by the Auto Tractor 975 caliber from the same period. So it is a unidirectional winder, and it uses ceramic rotor bearings for greater efficiency. Those two features make for very efficient winding. So too does use of a 22 karat mass on the rotor. This is back when JLC still used 22 karat, not 21, not 18, and God help us, not tungsten. These are the good old days. So 22 carats, ceramic bearings, unidirectional winding, which I should mention is in practice more efficient than bidirectional. We also get a free sprung balance. It's still beating away at 4 hertz, 32 joules, and we have a 43-hour automatic winding power reserve. The movement is 3.3 millimeters thick. Nicely executed with circular Côte de Genève. We have real fire-blued screws. There's primarily mechanical finishing on this movement, though Jérôme Lambert, who was the CEO of Jaeger-Lecoultre at the time, said even the most basic movements from the company in that era still incorporate a measure of hand finishing, and so that is present here. You can also see the somewhat upscale cousin to Inca Block KIF shock protection used here, a tradition at JLC. They rarely, if ever, used Inca Block on in-house calibers. So, Master 1000 hours control. This watch is the Master Control. What does all of that mean? It means the full assembled watch, not just the bare movement, has been through a rigorous 41-plus day continuous test, which includes chronometry, and the standard for this model was -1 + 6 seconds per 24 hours, but also water resistance, durability, winding efficiency, and power reserve. And of course, COSC is a 5-position timing test of a bare movement. Master 1000 hours control, introduced on the Master Grand Taille in 1992, was the first in-house test that went far beyond the COSC and proved very influential throughout the industry. The Master Grand Taille over time grew into the Master Control and thus was the forerunner of the watch in my hand. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.